Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachahakodash, Call Halim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachahakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And salutations to all you Hakim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity, always in charity. Value for the truth coming at you in another lesson powered by the Holy Spirit, by Harak Wadash. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the body. And without further ado, we're going to get into it. And as you see on your screen, Ecclesiasticus, the 36th chapter, 21st verse. And I just want to read it real quick. It says, a woman will receive of every man, yet is one daughter better than another. Okay. So a woman will receive of every man, yet is one daughter better than another. And why does it say this? Okay. Now, we know that in ancient times, women, were given over unto marriage at a very young age, right? And they did not have the pick and choose, the ability to pick and choose who they, wanted to be with, They were given to a man of understanding. He was more than likely older, more established, right? Wiser, mature, And she was given over at a young age, man, so she could bear children, The flower in 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, speaks about the flower of her age, Speaks about puberty, That's when a woman's body is able to bear children, bring forth fruit, to perform the duties which nature, which the Most High has bestowed upon her, to perform, So in this day and age, you see that we're under Esau's rulership, and Esau is a degenerate, but in the society that we're living in, the women have been given free reign, to gad abroad, right? The scriptures speak about it in Sirach, it's another scripture. It says, give not a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. Let me get that real quick, Salakia. Yeah, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 25. It says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. So, in this society, feminism came about, women's liberation movement, sexual liberation, and everything, so on and so forth, that came out of the wickedness, But, not saying that, it was like this ever, in a point of this society's history or this, America's history. But nevertheless, in ancient times, women did not have, I'm speaking about amongst, the nation of Israel, women did not have this liberty that you see running rampant, throughout the streets of America, man, bitches twerking on top of cars, bitches in songs talking about spin that shit, Sexy Reds, Cardi B's, Nicki Minaj. There wasn't nada of this type of influence going on amongst our people. Why? Because there were order, there was structure, and we see why. See, the things that are frowned upon in this society, which goes back to the scriptures, righteously, like, for example, a woman being given over at a young age, arranged marriages, that's frowned upon in this society, but abortion is killing your baby while it's 9 months, ready to come out your womb, and you being able to abort it, that's not frowned upon in this society. This is things that are accepted, so these are things that is these are things that are going to be swept off the face of the earth, when Yahushua returns and when he sets everything back in his righteous order, when he establishes princes, and governors and rulers of the earth, man, righteous rulers of the earth who are going to set the world back in its righteous vibration and format, if you will, But the scripture says, it says, seek. It says, a woman will receive every man, yet is one daughter better than another. So, we had in ancient times where marriages were arranged, and we're gonna, I'm gonna play some videos for you brothers and you few sisters out there, listening and learning, as to why this was a necessity, man. Why this is a necessity for righteousness to be established throughout the earth, man. And that's just what it is, man. Okay, this these precepts, these statutes, these laws have to be instituted throughout the earth, man. Okay, they have to, because if not, well, I'm gonna show you, what takes place when, okay, when the righteousness is forsaken. Okay, but this is Ecclesiasticus, Sirach chapter 7, verse 24. It says, "Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them." Okay, and what does it mean to show thyself cheerful toward them? Meaning to wink an eye at their folly, man. Okay, to wink an eye at their folly, to be a fucking simp. Okay, to be a fucking simp. I was just watching this video where this man, okay, I guess he was a father, and his daughter had been married. Okay, got married or whatever, and I guess they doing, the little toast or whatever at the marriage, the wedding ceremony or whatever. And his toast was to, pretty much he was telling the husband, okay, to protect the black woman. Okay, protect this black woman. She's your queen. She's your power. She's your source of power, your strength. Whether you need her, you don't have nothing without her. That was an example of a father being cheerful towards his daughter, man. Okay, because what the fuck? Never, never. That's woman worship, man. That's woman worship. See, as Israelite men, okay, you Jake men out there, okay, brothers now coming into the truth, man, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you scattered Israelites who may come across this truth, man, come across this video, and it resonates with your spirit, okay, the names of Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai, if it resonates in your spirit, then you're an Israelite, man, okay, and for you, if indeed it be so that you are an Israelite, man, your true source of power is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. It is not the woman, man. It is not the woman. That's that queen of heaven worship, man. Okay. So it says, "Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. But give her to a man of understanding." Okay. So this was the blueprint, man. This was the blueprint that was established, man. Okay. For order, okay, to reign throughout our people, man, throughout our generations, okay, particularly between the man and the woman, okay, is that the woman, okay, was given over to a man of understanding, or she was reserved for a man, okay, by her father, whom her father had vetted out for her to deal with, man, to take care of her, okay. And in this society, that is totally foreign, man. Totally frowned upon. Okay, but we gonna, before I get a breakdown of this, we gonna, watch a few of these videos, and we gonna get back to this preset. Philip, how old are you? 34. What do you do? I'm the assistant track coach at Arizona State. What do you look for in a woman? Fun, personality, just open to new things. Okay. I'm Tatiana. I'm 25. And I said nice to meet you. Oh, okay. I really did not know what you said. I was mumbled. My fault. Oh, no. Tatiana, why did you end up popping your balloon? It's gonna sound ruthless. Okay, completely respectfully. I'm a goofy person, but you just look a little bit too goofy for me. See, that's why I don't want to say shit. Okay. No, I understand. I get it. You're not ugly, though. That's the thing. You don't look bad. I just am not into it. Appreciate it. Now, Philip, is Tatiana someone that's your type? I would have to just know your personality. If I show you this truth, is it going to change you? No. Oh, okay. Tatiana, you need to work on yourself, Tatiana. This is not the way to do this dating. Yeah, so as you seen in that video, okay, the broad, bird brain, okay, bird brain. no discernment at all, you know. And this is just a small example of a much wider and larger truth, is that women do not have discernment in the men whom they deal with. Okay, for one is because it was not given unto her. Wisdom was not given unto her, man. We're gonna grab that real quick. She's deprived of wisdom. This is Job chapter 39. I'll just get straight to the point. Verse 17, it says, because the Most High has deprived her of wisdom, neither has he imparted to her understanding. You see? So, this is one thing when it comes to women, that they're very carnal. Okay? And you few sisters that's listening and learning, there's no denying that. Okay? Women are the weaker vessels, and by default, that means that they are more carnal, okay, than they are spiritual, man. Okay? They are attracted to what the senses, okay, and their feelings, okay, sensual, okay, and this is what I mean by that, carnal, okay, what makes them feel good, or like they call it a woman's intuition, right? So this is, you just seen an example of a woman's intuition in full effect, okay, because what they call jealousy, okay, is they call intuition what is really just jealousy, okay. And men have the same intuition, man. There's nothing special about that. Okay. But, we talking about, feel, discernment. Okay. Accurately assessing whether or not a man is material, good material. Women just totally just miss the mark when it comes to that. But where's all this woman's intuition at? Okay. We're going to watch another video.
Generation is just like digging in the trash, bro. You ain't gonna find nothing good out here. The older niggas suck, the young niggas suck. Everybody sucks.
This woman right here is wearing pink frazzled expired hair weave. Hairline starts atop of her head. Both nostrils are pierced. And she can't believe good men aren't treating her well. So it's not that all men suck, sweetie. It's that when men look at you, they don't see something that they think they have to respect. Try putting on a dress with soft colors, some nice heels, gold or silver, mid-sized hoop earrings, one single bracelet on your left ankle, a simple gold bracelet on your right wrist, simple lip gloss, remove the nose rings, the pink hair, and talk more proper. Take maybe a Danielle Steele novel or your iPad to the coffee shop or the lounge with you and watch yourself get treated differently. But if that sounds like too much work for you, back to the streets with you.
Yeah, because he made a valid point. This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 22. It says, as a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion. Okay, so a fair woman, which is a beautiful woman, which is without discernment, without discretion, without a proper sense of judgment, man, intelligence. Okay, that's pretty much like putting a wig on a pig, man, and that's ultimately what all that was. That was a wig on a pig, man. Okay, this is another precept. This is Proverbs chapter 31. Verse 30, it says, favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, she shall be praised. Okay, so favor and beauty, charm, okay, this charm that these women naturally have, which the Most High, bestowed upon them, this grace, this favor, the eloquence, the graceful walk, okay, these are things that naturally, women have, this charm that they have, okay, about themselves, but that's vain, man. Okay, that's vain. Okay, it could be duplicated, replicated, manipulated, used to, as a weapon. Okay, men, right now, all right, you have these transformers right now, mimicking, the charms of a woman. Okay, so it's showing you that that's vain, man. That's not what a woman's value is tied to. Okay, and beauty is vain. Okay, beauty is charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, man. Why? Because it passes away, man. Okay, it has an expiration date. That's why it is vain. Okay, for a man, his beauty is his wisdom. Okay, it's the spirit that he has within him. Okay, the Lord spoke about. Peter spoke about the inward man. Okay, grab that real quick. Which that never fades away, man. It doesn't matter his outward appearance, man. It's about what's on the inside. And ultimately, that's why the scriptures say that a woman who feareth Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, she shall be esteemed most of all. This is 1 Peter chapter 3. And verse 3, it says, whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting of the hair and of wearing of gold or of putting on of apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of the Most High of great price. You see? All right. So a meek and quiet spirit, man, which is in the sight of the Most High of a great price, man, valuable. And ultimately, this wisdom, man, this pearl of a great price, man. You dwelling with wisdom, okay, knowledge, discretion, okay. This right here is what beautifies the soul in meekness, man. Your soul being beautified in meekness, okay. You don't get another video.
How old are you?
21.
Are you single?
I don't know. That's a great question. If you're confused, I'm confused. We all confused in this video.
Where did the confusion come from?
So, like, 3 days ago, I had a right?
Huh?
And then he fought him. And then I left that and then got with him.
So you got with the dude that your old dude fought?
Yeah.
Why? Did he beat him or something?
I don't know. I was in the car.
Oh.
Yeah. But I know at the end of the fight, he was on top of him. So,
Who better? Like if you had to choose out of the two.
I'm not good at options. I love them all, you know?
You ever cheated?
Yes.
When you cheat, do you cheat up or down?
I ain't gonna lie down.
Uh-huh.
I want them to feel bad about themselves. Like you went to lower than me, that's
Low-key
disrespectful.
that do feel a little bit more
That's
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
You low-key might be on
You
something.
need to go get a nigga that got more. Nah, I'm gonna go with your homeboy that just got in jail.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, she's speaking her truth, okay. And this is why, you know, first of all, I want to get this real quick because we're living in a generation, we're living in a time and age where the hearts of every spirit is being revealed. Okay, these platforms have been provided for them to spew forth their wickedness, to speak, you know, pretty much their own damnation, man. Okay, this is the Luke chapter 2 and verse 35. Yeah, a sword shall pierce through thine own soul also, that the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed. So we are living in the time of the Great Inquisition, okay, where the thoughts of many hearts are being revealed, which all hearts ultimately are being revealed in these last days, man. Okay, so the Lord has allowed through this grace period, okay, for the souls of men and women to choose. When you speak about the souls of Israelite men and women, man, to choose. What are you going to put forth? Are you going to stretch forth your hand toward life? Are you going to stretch forth your hand toward death? Okay, this is the grace period, and you see in that people are, you know, stretching forth their hand wherever they will. Okay, this is Sirach chapter 15, verse 14. It says, "He himself made man from the beginning, and left him in the hand of his counsel. If thou will, to keep the commandments and to perform acceptable faithfulness. He has set fire and water before thee. Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt. Before man is life and death, whether him liketh shall be given him." Okay, so the Lord has set life and death before us, man, in this final generation before the kingdom is established upon the face of the earth. Okay, so with that being said, there's an inquisition being made into the hearts of men. Okay, and it's quite remarkable at the same time that people are spewing forth their wickedness unashamed. Okay, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 6. It says, "For wisdom is a loving spirit, and will not acquit a blasphemer of his words." Okay, for the Most High is a witness of his reigns, and a true beholder of his heart, and a hearer of his tongue. For the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world, and that which containeth all things has knowledge of the voice. Therefore he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid, neither shall vengeance, when it punishes, pass by him. For inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sounds of his words shall come unto the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. Okay? So there's an inquisition being made into the hearts of men right now, man. And you women as well, man. Okay? And this is, a prime example. Okay? The scriptures speak about how all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, man. Okay, let's get there real quick. This is Sirach chapter 25. Verse 19, it says, "All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her." So very treacherous, man. And as you heard what this young woman said, okay, she because it's been often claimed that women are hypergamous. Okay, hypergamous just means you're liable to go towards the better option. Okay, you date up or, instead of down, and just like, what this man had asked her, okay, what Jake had asked her, do you date up or do you date down? And she gave you her answer, man. And you see that it was full of malice and treachery. Okay, let's replay that real quick.
Better, like if you had to choose that two.
I'm not good at options. I love them all,
You ever cheated?
Yes.
When you cheat, do you cheat up or down?
I ain't gonna lie down. I want them to feel bad about themselves. Like you went to lower than me. That's just
Low-key, that do feel a little bit more
That's
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
You low-key might be on
You
something.
need to go get a nigga that got more. Nah. I'm gonna go with your homeboy that just got out of jail.
What's your type?
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. That's why we got to get up out of here. Okay, that's why we got to get up out of here. It says, "Give not a wicked woman liberty to gather abroad," man. The scriptures speak about how this woman is going to be a curse among Israel, man. Going to be a curse among thy people. Okay, an adulteress. She is a curse among her people, man. Okay, a lot of Jake have, sitting in jail right now, done killed behind, these women. Okay, committed error, like the scriptures say, But, this is the type of woman that they would lose their life for, that they would kill for, so.
Dude,
I like that. Got some gold teeth, gold chains, got money. Probably got a couple bodies under their belt. Gotta have a gun, and you gotta be able to handle a crazy bitch.
you crazy. Dude,
That's just
low-key, that do feel a little bit more disrespectful. You low-key might be on
You
something.
need to go get a nigga that got more. Nah. I'm gonna go with your homeboy that just got out of jail.
What's your type of dude?
I like that. Got some gold teeth, gold chains, got money. Probably got a couple bodies under their belt. Gotta have a gun, and you gotta be able to handle a crazy bitch.
You crazy.
Something wrong with you.
What's your biggest red flag?
You can sell the guns to get the money. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so go back to this precept. Sirach 36 verse 21 says, "A woman will receive of every man, yet is one daughter better than another." Okay, so I asked Google, why? What's the breakdown on this precept? And it reads, it says, "This verse serves as a transition point where the author, Yahushai ben Sirach, shifts his focus from broad discernment to practical advice on marriage and choosing a wife." Okay, it says the direct breakdown. A woman will receive every man. Historically, this refers to the cultural reality of ancient arrangements where a young woman usually had little to no say in whom she married. She was expected to accept the husband chosen for her. Okay, Yeah, she had little to no say, man, and you see why. You see why. Let's just say that this was an experiment, okay? Let's just say that, like they say, America is the one big experiment. Babylon the Great is an experiment, right? Okay, so let's just experiment with the laws of the Bible not being implemented throughout the earth, which indeed they are not, okay? So this is what a world would look like. This is how women would act. This is how women do act, matter of fact, in a world where the laws of the Bible are not being implemented throughout the earth, as you said. I mean, as you just seen it on your screen, okay? The Jake Astor, okay? What type of, what's your type of dude, And you see the answer that she gave, man. Straight folly, okay? No discernment. No discernment. Women have no discretion, okay? On whom they should deal with, man. Who is the man that would be the best fit for her, man? She does not have discernment, man. Okay, she's just thinking with that box. Okay, just like they say, Jake think with it. The man thinks with his little head. Well, women think with their box too, man. Okay, and it's as clear as day, evident, man. You can see it. All right. Said, yet is one daughter better than another. Conversely, a man looking for a spouse had the agency to choose, okay? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, man, it's about having discernment, man, okay? It's for the men to exercise this discernment, man, when dealing with these women, man. It says, Ben Sirach warns that men must be highly selective, okay? That men must be highly selective because not all women possess the character, wisdom, and virtue required to be a good wife, man, all right? What did Paul say? Reminds me of, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Suck it. Am I in 11 or am I in 7? Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Verse 7, it says, for I would that all men were even as myself. Okay, because Paul was celibate. He did not deal with women. But every man has his proper gift of the Most High, one after this manner and another after that. Because, hey, man, to be, celibate, okay, that's a gift of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, that's that discipline. Okay, to just say fucking I ain't dealing with these women till I get to the kingdom. That's a noble trait. That's a noble quality to have. Okay, but every man has not this gift, man. Every man cannot receive this saying, even like Yahushua said. I say, therefore, to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn. Okay, let me jump on down. Because, it's talking about attending to the Lord without distraction. I'm going to grab that real quick. Shalaki, bear with me. Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 35. It says, and this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction. So that's ultimately what it's about. It's about tending unto you, how about Shem Yahushua without distraction. Look, if you could deal with a woman, okay, and she's not going to step in between you and the duties, carrying forth your duties for your how about Shem Yahushua, then, hey, then all means, okay, get with it, okay, but nonetheless, you dealing with a woman, man, it's highly imperative upon you, man, that what it says right here. It says, yet is one daughter better than another. So have this in the forefront of your mind, man. Okay, men must be highly selective. Okay, and in this, we know that we living in this society, everything is polluted. Okay, you got to make the best of the situation as it come to you, right? But hey, man, these are things that we gotta have in the forefront of our mind, man, taking these women through a strenuous, intense vetting process, man. You do not make it easy. You do not make it easy for these women, okay? Do not make it easy for these women. But right here, the immediate context, it says Ben Sirach sets up verse 21 by using physical analogies to explain mental and spiritual discernment. Verses 18 through 19 speaks about Salakia. The text compares discernment to eating. Just as the stomach processes all food, yet some is better, a wise person distinguishes between true and false speech. The connection. Ben Sirach urges men to apply that same critical discerning palate to selecting a wife. Looking beyond surface level acceptance of any woman to choose one of high character. Okay? Yeah, man. You know, and this last part right here says the power of virtue. It says he notes that while beauty brings joy, true value lies in her kindness, meekness, and comfort. The blessing of stability. A good wife is described as a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. He warns that a man without a wife is like a vulnerable, wandering thief, stressing how a virtuous spouse anchors a man's life. You know, and that's, you know, that is a woman's purpose. That is her noble quality. That's her noble purpose. Okay, that's what she was placed upon this earth to do and to be, as a helpmeet, man. And she's happier in that estate, contrary to popular opinion. Okay, because she's been bitten, you know, deceived by the serpent. All right. But nevertheless, you know, women are in these last days waking up to the fact that it's better to serve a man. That's their natural, you know, their natural mode, if you will. Okay, natural program, man. Okay. I'm gonna get one more video.
How old are you?
One more video.
And y'all be so quick to hop on a fucking plane with somebody and y'all end up in somebody's ditch somewhere.
If you and I talking, we got about 3 to 4 months before we need to be on a vacation or take some sort of trip together. I need to see how you and I, or when it's just you and I in a different country, in a different city, different state, somewhere. If I like you, you like me, and we at that 3 to 4 month mark, and there's still no flight itinerary, no flights confirmed, nothing.
Y'all be so quick to get out of town, get quote unquote flued out, and the nigga leave your ass stuck and fucking stranded because you don't know who you're traveling with. But y'all so quick to go because y'all want something to post for fucking Instagram or something to post for social media in general. Y'all want to be lifestyle creators so bad, but you don't have the money, so you want to hop on a plane with a nigga that you don't fucking know just for him to fucking kill your ass. Y'all are idiots. After 3 months, a man needs to be taking you somewhere, flying you out on a trip. This is why so many women are being stranded. Look at this lady.
I'm currently in Singapore stranded because I let this guy named Omar Ba Diallo fly me out for a vacation. This man kicked me out of our hotel, threw all my stuff outside, canceled my flight, and then left me stranded here. And I've been by myself in Singapore ever since.
This is what I'm saying. There are so many videos of women being stranded by men that they don't know because they wanted to be flued out and hop on a fucking airplane and go somewhere with a fucking man so that they can have something to post and take pictures of. They get out there and they're like, oh, well, he wanted to fuck and I didn't want to fuck. Why did you think he flew you out there? To watch movies? Why did you think he spent all his money on plane tickets and flying you to wherever the fuck? Because he just wanted to sit there and read fucking books with you? No, stupid. He wanted to fuck. He wanted some pussy. And you didn't give it to him. So now your ass out there fucking stranded, getting on social media, wanting us to fund your way back home. Making GoFundMes and bullshit. Y'all are so fucking stupid. So stupid and gullible. And the people that are trying to tell you about yourself, the people that are trying to tell you, hey, maybe this is not a good idea, y'all call them stupid, y'all call them pick-me's, y'all call them broke and whatever the fuck else. But those are the same people that you calling on to give you some money to help me get back home. Y'all are stupid. There was a war going on in Dubai earlier this year, and you bitches go to Dubai, getting online crying about how, oh, I'm stuck in Dubai, it's a war. No shit. Idiot. Y'all be so quick to hop on a fucking plane.
Hey, this is Sirach chapter. Whew. Hey, man. Hey, Sirach, boy, I tell you, hey, why do y'all about you y'all shot? Sirach chapter 36. And I start at verse 9. It says, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Okay, this whole culture that's going on throughout America, man. You know, Babylon the Great. Hey, you know a hoe, man. You can smell a hoe from a mile away, man. You know, you know, and now, you know, Esau got it to where even the so-called decent ones are, you know, part-time hoes, man. All right, social media done turned these bitches out, man. All right. But you know a bitch through her haughty looks and her eyelids from a proud look, man. You know, even this woman, this Jake right here, even though she was spitting, but you know, this is how, you know, these haughty women look nowadays, man. Done up, makeup, and you know, the bird wings on their eyes and shit like that, you know. So, you know, but moving on, verse 10, it says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Okay, so keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty, man. And that's ultimately what you seen, man. Okay, these bitches done been given too much motherfucking liberty, man. All right, bitches over here getting flown out to Dubai, and as you know, as she brought out, man, it's a war going on in Dubai, and you bitches want to go out there and just to, you know, act like y'all doing something, man. Like y'all living y'all best. But hey, man, live it up, man. You know, live it up, Keisha. Leave it up, live it up, you know. But this is why we say what we say, and fuck anybody who has a problem with it, okay? Because this is what a world will look like not being ran by righteous rulers, by not being operated according to the laws of the Bible, okay? It's a reason why the scriptures say what they say, man, okay? Watch that.
With somebody, y'all end up in somebody's ditch somewhere.
If you and I talking, we got about 3 to 4 months before we need to be
In Singapore ever since.
This is what I'm saying. There are so many videos.
This guy,
3 months, a man needs to be taking you somewhere, flying you out on a trip. This is why so many women are being stranded. Look at this lady.
I'm currently in Singapore stranded because I let this guy named Omar Ba Diallo fly me out for a vacation. This man kicked me out of our hotel, threw all my stuff outside, canceled my flight, and it left me stranded here. And I've been by myself in Singapore ever since.
Hey, man, over much liberty. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the body. And until next time, I'm going to say shalom, shalom. Tawadi Yahbashim Yahushua put it on my spirit to do this lesson. Till next time, shalom.